guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me go and set up this room real quick and then we can get started. It's 6:16 right now. We got about 24 minutes till market open. So we do have quite a bit of time. But I'm gonna get everything all set up so that we can focus on the charts. So let's see. That's right there. Got that all set up. Let me get the Zoom link out to the premium members over here. All right, got that link sent out right there. Let me move this over here real quick. Let me just finish updating the settings here for the YouTube. All right, people are making their way in right now. 6:17 right now, guys. So we have about 13 minutes to market open. Still got a lot of time. YouTube's almost done. All right, that's pretty much good for the most part. All right, so I'll give it a few more minutes for people to continue making their way in, and then we'll start analyzing US 30 to get started. 6:18 right now. We got about 12 minutes till market open, so we still have a lot of time. We'll be doing the same process that we've been doing for the entire week. So basically, I'll answer some questions right now in the morning. Once it hits 6:30 and market opens, I'm going to be focused mainly on trading. I won't be answering any more questions, but you guys can also always drop your questions in the chat, which I'll be answering at the end of the session once I'm done trading. So basically from like 6:30 to like 7:30 or 6:30 to 8, depending on how long I decide to trade for, I'll be focused on just trading. You know, I'll probably pop in and see if there's any specific questions as we go along. But if you guys do have questions, you know, always feel free to just drop them in the chat and they'll be answered at the end of the session. So looking over here at the news today, let me see if there's something. I think there is news this morning. So today is, damn, it's Thursday already. That's crazy. This week flew by. So Powell is speaking again at 7. So I'm probably going to be focused on just a breakout, maybe a couple trades from 6:30 to 7. But at 7, we're going to cut off trading again because Powell's speaking. This whole week, Powell's been speaking every single day. I think next week will be better. Next week is NFP, and I don't think Powell is going to be speaking very much next week. Let me see if I can look ahead. I know this week's been jam-packed with news, so it's been a little difficult. Tomorrow we have OPEC. I mean, next week we have OPEC on Monday. We have ISM services on Tuesday. We got non-farm employment change on Wednesday. Thursday unemployment claims, and Friday NFP. So we do have news again next week, but it's not necessarily stuff with Powell speaking. A lot of the stuff is just instant news events. So we'll probably be able to trade for the most part. Aside from Monday, it might be a little risky, but overall Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday shouldn't be too bad. However, just this week, a lot of news with regard to the Fed and Powell speaking almost every morning. So at 6:20 right now, we have about 10 minutes till market open. I'll be looking for the breakout. I'll be also be looking for some scalps. But once I hit 7, I'm probably going to be done trading. So yeah, from 6:30 to 7, I'll probably be focused just on trading. Won't be answering any questions, but if you guys do have questions, drop them in the chat, and I will be answering them towards the end of the session. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Joseph. Morning, Charlie. Morning, Al. Morning, Karen. Morning, Shane. Morning, everybody. So we got about 10 minutes till market open. Let me go and check out the fundamentals real quick, and let's see where our US 30 is currently sitting. US 30 is currently sitting at 81 points in the green. We'll see what happens when the market actually opens. Looking at retail sentiment, it's currently 51% long. So this is going to have little to no relevance in the market. It looks like a lot of people are probably just pulled out of the market today because it's right down the middle, right? If it's 50-50 long and short, there's just nobody in the market at this time because of Powell speaking at 7 o'clock, right? A lot of people are probably sitting out the market. Looking at the charts over here, this we haven't really had a crazy amount of movement, right? Just looking at this here, I mean, you can see we had a bearish drop right here, consolidation for a while, like a really long range right here, and it dropped back down into another range of consolidation. So if I turn, these indicators actually help a lot too when identifying when price is consolidating, because you can see right here, this whole area was just a range, right? And you can see that by turning this on, because you can see that the low, high lows and low highs, they're really close to each other. So the range here was really just, and this is I started to notice this, that this is a really useful tool, especially when identifying when price is ranging like this, because you can see when price finally broke out below, it came down pretty heavy. So it ranged, and then when it finally broke down below, you could have taken a sell right there and locked in some nice profit off this candle right here. So bearish move, and then some more consolidation again. You know, like right over here. So I'm still working on this indicator, guys, but when this indicator does come out, I could already see a lot of potential using this to strengthen your analysis. If you guys have a lot of problems with identifying when price is, you know, consolidating when it's breaking out. So I have this drawn right here. This is from this morning. And this is basically just me marking up the highs and the lows, identifying when I can possibly enter, you know, some sort of sell or some sort of buy with regard to the risky scalping strategy. So let's see if there's anything else here to look at. So yeah, looking over here at the technicals. So for the fundamentals right now, they're currently bullish. And the reason for that's because, I mean, it's not very bullish, but it's up 78 points right now. We'll see what happens when the market actually opens, because let's see where it's sitting pre-market. I think everything is bullish right now. So it might be bearish when it comes down. Also, this is one thing that's very important as well. So Congress is supposed to come up with a deal, or they're going to run out of money. And this happened like during COVID a lot too, right? So it says Congress moves to prevent a government shutdown with deadline hours away. So Congress move Thursday to prevent. Yeah, so they'll be voting on this, on the funding bill, and this is going to affect the market as well. And I think this is why a lot of people are out of the market right now, because they're not sure what the government is going to agree on, right? And you guys have seen this. It's a lot of people have been talking about it, because this has to do with like a lot of military pay, unemployment, and a few other things that need to be addressed with regard to you know, county jobs. Okay, so looking at this right here, you can see price is just going sideways. Fundamentals are bullish. Looking over here at technicals, the 1 minute is bearish. Reason for that's because price is below the pivots and the trend is red. However, it is consolidating right now. Also, looking over here at the 3 minute, price is also bearish, and the reason for that's because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Right here in the 10 minute, let me just delete all this stuff. And the daily hit yesterday, guys. So if you guys remember, we marked up the daily entry right here. It was in some drawdown all throughout the session, and it finally shot up to full TP last night during Asia session. I didn't take a trade, but some of you guys did take it, and a lot of you guys did call it out when we were analyzing it. So today, if I do see a daily again, I'll mark it up for you guys. Maybe I'll take it with a smaller lot size, but we'll definitely take a look at that as we get close to that period. So let me just turn on the pivots, turn on the trend meter right here. This is also bearish. And the reason for that is because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So on the 1 minute, 3 minute, and 10 minute, it's bearish on the technicals. Looking over at the 1 hour, same situation. Price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So everything is bearish right now. What we need when the market opens is we need the confirmation of a bearish move. So we're going to need the fundamentals to be in the red, about 100 points, right? This is from yesterday. It hasn't updated yet, but it will be updating when market opens in 5 minutes. So currently right now, the futures data is 88 points in the green, which is not very high. This can easily shift to the red side when the market actually opens. And it's probably going to be red because looking at the news this morning, they're going to have to handle this, right? They're going to have to figure this out before the end of session today. So with this said, I think what will happen is it'll initially be bearish. So I think this is what might happen. Let me zoom out a little bit. I think this will be initially bearish. And then I think when Powell speaks at 7, it's going to be bullish because they're going to agree on whatever for the budget, right? So like around 7, right here, it'll probably be bearish a little bit, but then after it's going to shift right back up. So just keep that in mind. And that's why you kind of want to be careful when you're trading when there's high impact news like that, because there's a lot of things that are affecting the market, right? Yesterday, there was a lot of news events going on. There was a lot of people testifying. with regard to the Afghanistan withdrawal. Also, with regard to abortion law in Texas, and then lastly, Powell speaking on the economy. So there's going to be a lot of stuff for us to look at, but it's just going to, depend on what happens when the market actually opens, because the market is still currently in pre-market at 626. Market technically opens at 7 o'clock. FX Boom morning, morning Riga, morning Lamar, morning Isai, morning Jay, morning Rab, morning Matthew, morning Dean, morning Lisa, morning Matt, morning DJ, morning everybody, morning Kyle. Paul said, what inputs do you have set for the K2 pivot? It's the default settings, Paul. I never changed the K2 pivot settings. So if you change them by any chance, just go back and set them back to default. I never changed them at all. They're just always been the default settings for morning Delmas, morning everybody. So guys, just another reminder, from 6:30 to 7, I'm probably not going to be answering any questions. So you guys are free to put questions in the chat. But from 6:30 to 7, I'll probably be focused mainly on trading. You guys can listen to my analysis. If you guys want to take trades or take moves off my analysis and what information I'm giving you, you guys are more than welcome. But for me, I'm just going to be focusing on trades, because from 6:30 to 7, that's our only real open time. And then Powell speaks at 7 o'clock. So Federal Chair Jerome Powell is going to be testifying at 7 o'clock, as well as Fed member Williams. After that, we have Fed member Bostic speaking at 8, and then we have Fed member Evans speaking at 9:30. So this entire morning is going to be filled with news. So this is the only time we can really take some, decent trades. So you just got to stay focused. And what I do recommend is, make your money now so that you don't have to trade after. Also, I was trading last night, and that's why I'm currently up right now about 30,000 between both my accounts. I'm up 1,442 off this account. I was scalping last night because I did see that there was a lot of news this morning. So I figured, I have to make my profit the night before, just in case I don't have any good entries in the morning. So I'm already currently up 3,000 this morning across both of my accounts. So I don't really need to take any risky trades right now. My profits are sitting nice. So if I see something good, I'll take it. If it looks risky, I'm probably just going to sit it out, because my profits already, I pretty much made what I needed to for the day. But if I do see something, obviously, I'll help you guys with that. All right, market is opening in about 1 minute. So guys, I'll answer questions later. Right now it's currently 6:29. We have about 56 seconds till market open. Once the market opens, we can determine the direction of price. So we'll see what happens when the fundamentals open right here. And I do see the questions here. So Bobby, I'll answer your question in a few minutes once we're done trading. So morning, Bobby, no problem. And Dejan said, I hate the Fed. No, exactly. They've been going off all week for this week. All right, we got 29 seconds till market open. First thing I'm going to do is confirm the fundamentals. I'm just curious to see how price is going to move initially. I know eventually it's going to be bullish because Powell is going to be speaking later, but we'll see what happens from now until then. All right, we got 10 seconds till market open. We've got 5 seconds till market open. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So you can see price is starting to shift down right here. It's bouncing back and forth. Let's look at the fundamental here. I'm going to refresh this. Fundamentals are currently 120 points in the green, so it's very bullish right now. Looking over here at the stock index for the Dow 30, the entire index is completely green. So the market has to go up. If it goes down, that's going to indicate that market is being manipulated because it's clearly all green right here, right? There's no reason for it to be red at all or for it to come down. The entire index is green. So if the chart goes red, that's just going to indicate that there's some sort of manipulation going on in the market, because the entire market is green right now. There's no reason for it to be red at all. So I'll mark this up right here. I don't know if I'll take this right here because it might have to retrace down a little bit. I'll mark it up for you guys. And if I do enter it late, obviously I'll let you guys know. So let me just close all this stuff right here. All right, everything's all set up here. The wick right here is too big, so I'm not going to take a trade. The wick here is way bigger than the body. So I'm skipping this breakout right here for now. We still have 4 minutes to take a breakout. So currently right now, this isn't a good entry point because of the huge wick right here. It wasn't even a green candle. We need a strong green candle in order for us to take this trade here. Yeah, obviously you can see, let me refresh this and refresh this. So the entire stock index for the Dow 30 is like pretty much all green right now. There's a couple of red stocks right here, but they're not very strong, right? They're only down 0.1 point or 0.2 points, which is not very much. So what I anticipate to happen here is this might shift down slightly, and then we're probably going to see it swing all the way back up. So I probably would not mess with the breakout right now unless we have a strong green candle, because this should not be dropping right here. You can see price is indecisive. It has huge wicks on the bottom and huge wicks on the top. So on the top and the bottom right here, as price is indecisive, but it should be going up. So let me see this right here. Okay, this, yeah, I'm not going to take this. I mean, technically this could, no, this could be risky right here, because the thing is, it's a small candle. It's not a strong candle. We're looking for a strong green candle like this right here. So we need the confirmation before we hop in. Let me go back to the fundamentals over here. Yeah, daily is up 162 points. Futures data is up 67 points. And as you can see right here, this technically could have been the breakout, but it was kind of risky because it was a small candle. It wasn't a very strong candle. This one over here might be it. But I'm also, if it does close like this, I might wait a little bit because it might pull back before going right back up. And I'd rather not get caught in the drawdown. I'd rather get in for a discount. So technically this could have been a breakout, but the wick here is just way too big. Candle body was too weak. Again, right here, this is kind of risky. And the reason why I say this is risky because there's a big wick on the top side. I'm not going to enter it just yet. I'm going to wait. Man, this market's kind of weird today. It's going like back and forth. It did go bullish like we anticipated, because I do anticipate it to be bullish. However, it's not a smooth move to the upside. It should be smooth because the index is completely green right here. However, the market's not always going to be as smooth as you want it to be. So let me just mark this up right here. I'm not going to enter the trade yet. I don't recommend anyone enter the trade yet either. I'm going to wait for it to swing back up if I do decide to even take it. So just keep that in mind. I haven't taken the trade. I'm just marking it up to follow it. If it does swing back up, then I'll hop into it. I'm going to be watching it to see how price action, pretty much bounces off any of these areas here. Let me turn on the sessions indicator. You can see price actually came up and rejected directly off the Asia high. And I'm glad I didn't enter the trade, because you can see right here, price is obviously being highly manipulated, right? Price is going up, then it just dropped how many pips? From this point down here, within a few seconds, it's dropped well over 800 pips. And it shouldn't be dropping because the entire stock index right here is completely green. I think it had to do a lot with the news right here, because the news was positive. Not really news, but whenever CNBC announces like good stuff, then sorry, I'm blowing my nose. Sneeze. All right, I'm back. All right, yeah. So right here, CNBC announced positive, news for US 30. And generally when that happens, it spikes price down, but then it ends up coming right back up. So I'm glad I didn't take that trade. And I kind of figured this was going to happen. This is why I told you guys not to take it yet, because the problem was there was a big wick on the top side. You need a strong candle with like almost no wick on the top side for it to be a valid move. So looking at this right here, sorry, I gotta sneeze again. Freaking allergies are, I'm good. Anyways, back to what I was saying. You guys got to be really patient and wait for the confirmations, right? Like I mentioned right here, this previous candle right here technically was, it would be considered a strong bullish candle because it was like a hammer, right? Except there was a big wick on the top side still. And that's why I decided not to take the trade. And for this one right here too, the candle right next to it, I wouldn't have taken this one either because there was a big wick on the top side, right? And this usually indicates a reversal coming. It also rejected off the Asia high. And that's exactly what happened. Price came all the way back down from there. So I'm glad that we didn't take the trade there, because obviously we would have been in some massive drawdown. We actually would have hit our stop loss if I decided to take the trade. So hopefully you guys listen. This is why it's the key to be patient. A lot of people always ask me if I enter trades early. I never enter trades early. If anything, I enter trades late after the move has already been confirmed, because a lot of things like this will happen. So anyways, looking at the fundamentals over here, let me see what they said. They basically just said that, stocks are rising slightly as Wall Street tries to end losing month on a high note. So basically it said that, the Dow's going up, but then it ended up coming right back down. So whenever I see news from CNBC, I usually look to see if the opposite happens, because that's usually what happens. Looking over here at the index, it's currently only up 82 points. So now it's not even a strong bullish bias right now. It's currently like right down the middle because it's below 100. You can see the stocks are starting to turn red right here. What I anticipate happening is what I just drew over here on the 10-minute. So going back to the 10-minute right here, you guys remembered how I mentioned it was probably going to drop first. And then when Powell speaks right here at 7, it's going to shoot right back up, right? And it's doing exactly what we anticipated. It faked people out for the buy right here, then it came right back down, and then it's probably going to swing right back up once Powell starts speaking. So let me see if there's any. Yeah, I wouldn't even recommend taking any snipes right now. If you took the old snipes right here, these from 550, these all hit TP already. But I wouldn't take this current candle because, like I did mention before, I do anticipate to swing back up once Powell starts speaking at 7. So no entry here available. Technically, this would have been a 1-minute entry, but I'm not going to count it because obviously I wouldn't have caught that trade there. It's just too risky. I'll put the requirements here for the strategies that we're applying. So here's the 1-minute scalp. And going back to what we were just looking at here, technically, like I mentioned, this would have been an entry here because we have a valid sell signal. It's below the pivots, but obviously I wasn't going to take it because the breakout was bullish. So, all right, let's start looking for these entries here. So we got the 1-minute pivot scalp right there. We have the 3-minute over here. And we have a short time period today, guys, because Powell's speaking in about 22 minutes. So he's coming on pretty quick. See if we have this over here. This is going to be the snipe strategy, which I don't think we're going to take. I don't recommend taking this one right here because what I expect to happen is we're going to have some sort of retracement to the upside. It's too big of a candle. Also with Biden speaking, I mean, not Biden, Powell speaking in a little bit, it's also going to affect the market as well. For the daily, okay, so this is going to be good for the daily because right now we have a sell, right? Market open here at 6:30. So the next signal that's supposed to come up next is going to have to be a buy signal. So when Powell speaks later and we get a buy signal here, then that's something that I'll probably take because it's going to fit the narrative, right? The narrative right now is that price is going to come down and then it's going to swing back up when Powell speaks. Price right now is just going nuts. You guys can see how big this drop is. This is only a 10-minute candle, and it's dropped how many pips? This thing's dropped almost over 1,500 pips within 10 minutes. So this is where you don't want to be trading. You want to be trading where price is being manipulated because they basically faked a lot of people out. CNBC reported positive news about the US 30, also looking at the futures data. And the average was bullish in the beginning. It was like 160 points in the green. And then now it reversed completely down. And then I think it's going to reverse right back up once Powell speaks in the next 20 minutes or so. So just be patient, guys. What I recommend is to be patient. You know, we kind of anticipated this to happen already. We knew the market was going to be manipulated because a lot of people are trying to buy the dip since Powell is going to be speaking. And, you know, some people just bought the dip too early. You got to be patient and wait for him to actually speak. Because what's probably going to happen here is this is probably going to come down further. Then it's going to flatline for a bit. And then it's going to slightly make its way up. And then Powell's going to say something good. It's just going to skyrocket back up, right? So we'll be waiting for that. Going back over here on the 1-minute, you can see price is getting close to the Asia low right here. And you can see price starting to shift back to the upside. But yeah, I mean, it's all a game of patience, guys. It's all about waiting right now, waiting for this to confirm. 640 right now, no entries available. I'm looking for 2 entries right now. So I'm looking for, let's turn this off. For one, I'm looking for one of these scalps to come up on the 3-minute or 1-minute. I'm also looking for the risky strategy as well. So I'll be drawing a couple lines on the chart once I identify like the swing highs and swing lows. So like this right here. So this currently right here is going to be the high. Mark that up with the Asia high, and then right here is going to be the low. But we'll see. Things are going to adjust. Things are going to change over time as new swing highs and swing lows are created. 641 right now. We still have some time, but you can see prices starting to shift back to the upside right here. One thing to also keep in mind is where price opened. So price opened 630. All right, price opened right here. There's a couple of key points to be looking at. After this big drop right here, this fake out, price is likely to reach. So from this point right here, it's probably going to go up to where price opened. So this is where price actually opened when the market opened. So once price reaches this point right here, it'll do one of two things. It'll break above and continue pushing up higher, or it'll reject off this and come right back down. Or what might happen is that this might happen. It'll come up, test it, come back down, and swing back up before continuing that push, or it'll just continue dropping from here. There's a lot of different scenarios that can play out from this point. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to make charts all messy. So obviously you guys can see right here what we drew up. But I'll come back to that later. It might not even bounce from this point. If price breaks below here and closes, then it might be it might be another self scalp using the risky strategy that we've been going over, and pretty much the one that I used all day yesterday. That's how I locked in all of these profits right here. I was applying the risky scalp strategy. Let's see, turn this back on. Obviously you can see right here we have a new low high. So we'll see where price goes from this point. If price breaks below here, I can probably take it for a quick scalp. Otherwise, we'll be looking for a retracement to the upside and then a sell signal to continue the push down where it's below. But we're probably not going to get that anytime soon, because in order for us to get another sell signal, we have to have a buy signal in the opposite direction. So we need a buy signal for price to push to the upside, and then we can catch it as it swings right back down. And today's market is pretty weird with how it moved. Let me go and see this right here. Well, I mean, it's not that weird. If you guys line up the Asia high over here and you guys replay it, this is usually what happens anyways. So price right here, you can see price came up, it tested the New York high right here, it rejected off, it came back up for a second retest right over here, came up, rejected off the Asia high right here as we had it lined up already, and then it came right back down. So it's not that unusual that it moved like this. It's just unusual that it's not a smooth move. It's kind of just going back and forth, trying to fake people out before Powell speaks. So I'd be a little tempted to not take the sell here, because when Powell does speak at 7, which is going to be right here, we can see price probably shooting back to the upside. So this is the same pattern that usually happens. Price comes down, it flatlines until Powell speaks. Once Powell speaks, then it skyrockets back up. But we'll see what happens here. I mean, at this point, price is just consolidating from this point here. It's not really doing anything. It's kind of just going back and forth. So we will see what happens here. Let me look at the 3-minute. Main just confirm the 3-minute. Yeah, we wouldn't have taken this right here because this is off the breakout. So I wouldn't have taken this trade here. I don't know if you just joined the room, main, but we talked about that right here too. So this right here would have been a 1-minute entry, but we wouldn't have taken it because it came right at the during the breakout, because we take the breakout between 6:30 to 6:35. This came at 6:33. We were looking for a possible entry for the breakout. That's why we wouldn't have taken that. We also wouldn't have taken this right here, even though it possibly could be a decent entry. The only problem with this right here is that it's so close to the Asia low right here that it which might come down slightly and then swing all the way back up. So I don't usually look for scalps until after the breakout. The breakout goes from 6:30 to 6:35. The breakout here didn't confirm. So at 6:35 right here, after this candle, we probably could have started looking for some scalps, and that's when we started looking ourselves. So, and there's also news coming up shortly. We do have Powell speaking over here at 5:30. This is why we're being very cautious. I mean, not 5:30, at 7. So it's 6:46 right now. Next news event is going to be Powell speaking. We also have Chicago PMI right now at 6:45. Let's refresh this. It was neutral, not very positive or negative. Next up, we have Powell and Fed member Bostic speaking. So Powell and the rest of the Fed are speaking from 7 until the end of New York session. And yeah, you can see price right here. This is exactly why we wouldn't have taken this trade. Because generally when you have a big candle like this, it's going to have to retrace up. So what I usually look out for, guys, if you see a big candle like this, so a big candle with like little to no wick, it's usually going to have to retrace to halfway. So halfway of the candle that moved, which would be somewhere around here. And then if we take this off, you can see price is exactly there, right? It's at the halfway mark. So what might happen here is price might just come right back down from there. But there's a lot of different factors. Powell speaking at 7, also the Fed speaking as well. With Powell speaking, I mentioned that price is likely to spike back up. And that's pretty much what's happening right here. Came down, and then at 7 right here where I mark this lineup, this is when Powell speaks. This is probably when it's going to come right back up. I'll be looking for the daily though, so no snipe entry for me, but I'll be looking for the daily entry right here if it does come up. Back to the 1 minute. Price broke this right here. This might be a decent entry for a buy if anyone's applying, the risky strategy. Yeah, if anyone wants to apply the risky strategy, this technically would be a decent one right here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I want to take this right here. Maybe take it for a quick little move to the upside, because this technically would be it right here. Using the risky strategy. This isn't using this specific strategy right here. This is using the high risk one. So if you guys are wondering what strategy this is here that I just marked up, go watch the previous mentoring session. This is pretty much the one that I've been applying a lot lately, and the one that a lot of other people have been applying as well. This doesn't use the pivots. Like this isn't used at all. It's a totally different strategy. It's a lot simpler, but it is risky because it's very highly volatile. So I'll just mark this up right here. Risky scalp, OTP. And I'll think about whether I want to enter this or not. I'm going to take this off first because that's not what we're playing right now. These kind of conflict a little bit because in order for us to have this entry right here, we would need a valid signal. I'm not in it yet. I'm thinking about entering it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to wait for it to swing back up. And then if it swings back up, I'll enter it right here. I'll probably put like a buy stop. Where's my chart? And then catch it as it comes back up. It's just kind of risky right now because of how price is currently moving. It's going up and down really quickly. So the problem with this is that it's so volatile that if your stop loss is too tight, you might get caught in the spikes in price. Like it might hit your stop loss before it hits your TP. So I'm waiting for it to swing back up right here. If it swings back up, I might just fill the order and catch it for a quick little move there. So see this right here. All right, I took the trade right there. I'm currently in it. All right, so I got pulled out a little early. I only made a little bit of profit off that. It hit TP right there. So I had a buy stop right here, guys, and it filled it and it closed it out. Like it literally was in like 1 second. Filled it, came up, hit my TP. I forgot the pricing difference here between FTMO and TradingView, so it actually closed me out a little early. I'll send my profits for this in the group as well for you guys to see that I actually took a trade. If you guys want to learn this strategy is a different strategy. It's covered in the basically, if you guys are brand new here, if you guys haven't sit in on the other sessions, there's this new indicator that I'm currently working on right now to help with identifying where the entry points would be, like where the breaks and close happen. And if you guys want to go watch that, just go on the YouTube over here and watch the most recent live session or most recent group mentoring session. So go on the YouTube channel, go to videos, and then go to the most recent mentoring session right here. This is where I go over that specific strategy. I actually just took it right here. It closed me out really quick. And I'll send you guys the profits in my, let me just turn some of these things off so that it's not all messy. Okay, so take a screenshot of that. And then, sorry guys, my allergies, barely breathe right now. Take a screenshot of this real quick. And then I'll give you guys a screenshot of my profits as well. This strategy is like way too fast, guys. So if you guys don't understand the strategy, don't have the indicators, it's going to be probably impossible for you guys to copy these trades because these trades happen way too fast. Like you literally have to be anticipating it and then catching it like right away. I forgot what I call this. Let's see, 1 minute. It's going to change the information here a little bit. Let's just using it. All right, let me take a screenshot of my profit to show you guys that, I actually took this trade here. Every time I say I'm gonna take something, I actually do take it. I don't just tell you guys, oh, it looks like a good trade. And, say I'm gonna take it, but don't take it. So let me just send you guys this right here. I don't have any losses today. I'm currently up about 4,000 across all my accounts, which is not bad at all. All right, so I'm gonna go to the group over here. What is this on here? And give you guys a screenshot of my profits today. So I just set a buy stop there. Every time I take this trade here, guys, I usually just take like a, non-automated, a set TP stop loss. I just set it up so it's like all automatic and I don't have to handle it. However, it closed me out a little early. So here are my profits from this morning. You can see this trade right here was taken at 648. It's currently 653 right now. So at 648 right here, when this candle came right back up, it filled my order and then it closed out within like a minute or so. So this trade right here at 648, that's one I just locked in right here. I only locked in about 410 off this account because the pricing difference in the spread. The pricing difference is about 20 pips. So that cuts out about 200 in profit plus the spread, another 20 pips. So that cuts out about 400. So when this should have been 1,000 profit, it only gave me a 400 because of the fees and because of the spread. Right here, I locked in 710, a little more closer to the 1,000 range. But like I mentioned, because of the pricing difference between FTMO and TradingView, that's why I missed out on about 300 profit right here. So the same trade right here, 648, 654 right now. I just took that trade when I said I was going to take it. It came up, hit my TP, and then it pulled me out a little early. So that's the trade that I took right there. No losses for me at all today. I have about 1,918 on this account. I have 2,118 on the other account. So if you add that up, 1,918 plus 2,118, I'm currently up 4,036 for the day, including yesterday's trades. Let's see who else locked in that trade there. Let's see, KC locked in a total of 1,017. Nice work, KC. Scrolling down over here, Jonathan as well, locked in a total of about 1,000. I know you just started a new FTMO, so congrats to you, Jonathan. Good luck. You should have a lot better luck now that you're back in the group. Kyle here as well, locked in a total of 683. Nice work, Kyle. Going over here, Patricia locked in a total of 2,154. Great work, Patricia. And Albert too. So Albert had a couple accidents, but he took the risk. So right here, Albert's currently up 2,185. Nice work, Albert. And his other account over here, he's up 4,123. Amazing work amongst all you guys here. Let's see, Alkin as well. Alkin's up 3,470. Nice work, Alkin. Angela's up 1,726. Great work, Angela. Anything else? Let me see if I'm missing anything else here. Someone unmute themselves. Let me mute them real quick. Okay, Larkin locked in a total of 1,557. Nice work, Larkin. Jez over here as well. Jez locked in, let me see, a total of 5,086. So great profits amongst everyone here as well. Drew here too. Drew just got his indicators back, started applying the strategies himself. He locked in a total of 3,604. Great work, Drew. Let's see, Maddie over here too. Maddie locked in a total of 2,213 in profit. Nice work, Maddie. So great profits amongst everyone here. Paul as well. Paul locked in a total of 907. He looks like he had a couple accidents over here all throughout the morning, but he made it right back over here at the end for a total of about 1,000 in profit for the day. So great work right there, Paul. Let's see, Salorm here as well. Salorm locked in a total of 1,105. And as you guys can see here, sorry, my allergies are killing me. Okay, here I am. So Salorm locked in a total of 1,105. No losses again right here. Great work, Salorm. So Salorm here has been killing it. As you guys can see, I always mention Salorm like almost every day. You guys can see the consistency from Salorm. Today, no losses, 1,105. Yesterday, no losses, 607 profit. The day before that, all wins, no losses, 1,433. You know, it's all about consistency here. Salorm every single day, no losses. And these profits just keep adding up higher and higher. Anything else here? Vincent as well. Vincent locked in a total of 1,075. He caught the move as well, the same buy that we marked up right here, but he took it to full TP. So definitely great work right there, Vincent. Patricia again over here. Patricia said had a bad trade hit the button instead of a sell on accident, but she made it back. So Patricia's up 2,154. Nice work, Patricia. Good recovery right there. Again, right here, Jay locked in all wins right here, no losses, for a total of 7.4 thousand. So 7,400 for Jay over here. All wins, no losses. Great work, Jay. All right, I think that's it for the profits here. One last one or a couple. So Henry, Scott Henry locked in a total of 4,724. Nice work, Scott. And Ensong over here closed it out with a total of about 3,000 for the day. So great work right there, Ensong. Looks like you had an accident there as well for that buy. You lost 2,000. So you probably would have been in profit close to 5,000 today, but it's okay. You know, you still locked in some pretty nice profit off this. So great work right there, guys. Other than that, Powell's speaking in the next 2 minutes. So it's going to be a little risky for us to be trading moving forward. But let me see if there's any other. I'm just going to mark up the high lows right here. So we got one right here. I'm probably not going to be trading. I'm happy with my profits for the day. I'm up about 4,000. So across both my accounts, I'm up, 4,036. So I don't really feel the need to trade anymore, but I'll answer questions. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat, and then I can answer whatever questions you guys have with regard to, any of the strategies, any problems you guys have with like risk management, anything trading, right? I'm here to help you guys out. I want to make sure that you guys are consistent like everyone else here in the group. So here's the thing, guys. If you guys are on this live session and you guys are in K2 and you guys see everyone profiting like every single day, right? Like going over here, I save everyone's profits under my save messages. We haven't gone one day for the entire year of 2021 without at least, a handful of people profiting. So if you guys see all these people here profiting and you're like one of the very few people who aren't profiting, you might be doing something wrong, right? In order for you to overcome that, you have to ask for help. You have to, like I mentioned yesterday, you have to check your pride and you have to just ask for help. I know some people don't like asking for help, but you're never going to get any better if you don't fix your issues. So as you guys can see here, we have like hundreds of people profiting every single day. So if you're like one of the people who are not profiting like everyone here, let us know what your issues are. Whether it's your over trading, your risk management sucks, your revenge trading, there's a lot of issues that everyone has, but a lot of people are just afraid to confront them. In order for you to get better at trading, you have to confront your issues, your problems, and you have to, grow from that. So if you guys do have questions, drop your questions in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out. Otherwise, I will go through the current questions right now and see if there's anything else that we need to cover. Nice. JR over here locked in a total of 1,190. Great work, JR. No losses here as well, right? It's all about consistency, guys. A lot of people say that win rate doesn't matter. It's because they're not good. They don't really win that much, right? The only person that really hates on other strategies is that because they don't understand it and it's better than theirs. Like I mentioned before, guys, there's no right or wrong way to trade. That's why I never bash anyone else's strategies. I know how to trade how we do here, and obviously it works because everyone's profiting. It's not just me. There's hundreds of other people here who are profiting as well. So, this is the key here, guys. The key for me to teach you guys is consistency. A lot of people are used to losing trades and they think it's okay to lose like 100 trades and then have one big win just to become back at break even. My goal here is to make sure that you just avoid as many losses as possible. If you guys are able to avoid losses like Junior over here, literally, if you just keep having wins every single day, like looking at my account here, right? I rarely lose. These are all wins here for today. Yesterday, this is from 29th, all wins right here, no losses. From the day before that, the 28th, I only took 2 trades, but they're all wins as well. So guys, you know, if you just keep adding up these wins at the end of the week, you're gonna have a lot of profit that's gonna be compiled with regard to all your profits from Monday till Friday. So key here is consistency. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys, and that's what I'm trying to mirror to you guys as traders, because you know it can make a huge difference if you guys are able to avoid as many losses as possible. All right, let's see what else we got here. Kenny said he's out. Yeah, no, definitely, Kenny. I agree. I'm out too. I'm just gonna answer questions now, and then I mean we'll see where this market takes us. So Powell's gonna speak right now at 7. Let me see if he started speaking already. Nothing right here. Let me check YouTube. Let's see Powell live. So I don't know if he's live right now. He's probably gonna be live a little later. Okay, so they're scheduled for today. They're gonna start like 30 minutes late. So as you guys can see right here live, Federal Chair Powell and Treasury Secretary Yellen are going to testify on COVID pandemic responses today, September 30th at 7:30 a.m. So they're going to speak a little later today, and you're probably going to see the market start to flatline a little bit before it starts to spike, you know, one way or the other. So they're going to speak shortly, but I'm still not going to trade because it's just too risky. But yeah, because Yellen is going to speak as well. If it was just Powell, that'd be cool because it's just going to go one way. But Yellen's going to speak, so price might drop. Actually, it's probably not going to be a straight move to the upside. It might come up and come down, and it might do the same thing it did on Monday. So just be careful, guys. If you guys don't have to trade, I recommend you don't. But I'm going to get to the questions now. So let me go back to the charts. Let's see. Let's see. Charlie said. John's asking if they speak tomorrow. I don't think so. I think they're done after this week. So they've been speaking every day this week. On Monday, they're speaking pretty much all morning. Fed member Evans spoke at 5. Fed member Williams, Fed member Brainard spoke at pretty much all day Monday. Tuesday, they spoke as well, pretty much all morning. Wednesday, they spoke all morning. And then again, today, they're speaking all morning. Tomorrow, we don't have them speaking. However, we do have some high impact news in the morning. So we do have core PCE price index at 530 for US dollar. We also have final manufacturing PMI at 645. And lastly, ISM manufacturing PMI at 7. So there's going to be news tomorrow, but no Fed. So that's a good thing. Also, I think we have daylight savings changing this weekend as well. So let me go back up real quick. Charlie's asking if I think it'll shoot up from here. Personally, I thought it would be because I thought just Powell was speaking, but it looks like Yellen's going to speak too. Yellen usually pushes price down because she's progressive. You know, a lot of people don't like her. If you look at her memes, it's usually like bad memes. For Powell, it's the opposite. People like Powell because he's very optimistic. He has good things to say about the economy, and he'll push price to the upside. So I'm not really sure, Charlie. You'd have to watch it to see because I don't know when Powell's speaking. If you guys remembered on Monday, so on Monday when Powell spoke, it was kind of funny how like the market moved. Let me go over here to the 10 minutes, easier to see. So on, when it was Monday, I think it was like the 26th. Monday was, yeah, it was the it was the 27th, I believe. Yeah, so anyways, this was the market on, actually, let me just check the calendar. Monday was the 27th. Okay, so the 27th was right here. You can see how price kind of moved right here on the 27th. Price came down when Yellen spoke, Powell spoke, it came up. Yellen spoke again, came down, Powell spoke, came up. And then the rest of the session, it just went sideways before it dropped over here at night. So whenever Yellen speaks, price usually goes down slightly. Powell speaks, it goes up. And you know, it moves like exactly how they switch when they speak. So I would probably just, follow it, but I don't necessarily think it's going to shoot all the way up from current price right now. Thanks, Roman. So Roman said they're now live. Let me see if I can find them on YouTube real quick. This would have been a nice sell, but I'm not going to take it because I think they're speaking right now. So let me go to YouTube real quick. All right, so let's see. We got live. Oh yeah, it's live. So now they are live. They're starting to speak right now. I don't recommend anyone trade at this point. If you guys do want to trade, I'd wait for them to be done speaking because they're complete opposites. When Yellen speaks, shit doesn't go good. When Powell speaks, price goes up. So, and then that's all manipulation too, guys. There's no set fundamentals indicating why price should go up when Powell speaks or why price should go down when Yellen speaks. It's just all manipulation, right? People are just hopping onto the hype because people hype up Powell so much. I think I showed you guys yesterday, like the memes for Powell. So Powell memes. I mean, they have a whole Instagram separate, but yeah. So as you can see right here, like these are the memes I showed you yesterday. It's like Powell, he's like, sees a red candle, let's stimulate it. And he's all happy and he spikes price to the upside. So when Powell speaks, usually people just get hyped up and they think Powell's gonna like, he's like really good. So like, there's all these memes here about Powell, like where he just prints money and stuff like that. But if you look at Yellen memes, they're a complete opposite. She's like shit. Like people don't like her at all because she's very progressive and she like basically whatever she says causes price to go down. She like regulars mount up. So it's going to be really hard to really determine where to be trading because when she speaks price might drop, when he speaks price might go up, but there's no set direction for price since they're both going to be speaking at the same time. Riga said, what if they talk at the same time? Price should stabilize. I don't know about that. I wouldn't bet on that. But no, you're right. Man, see this trade right here would have been good because it broke the low right here. And this is what I wanted to take, but they just started speaking. So I was like, no, I'm not going to take it. But this would have been an easy another 1,000 to like 5,000 in profit for me if I decided to take it. It's all good though. I'm not here to take any risks. I'm here to, keep my consistency. So let me go back up to the chat real quick and see what else I missed. Yeah, Maddie here as well. Maddie said, yeah, that would have been a nice sell. Yeah, super risky. Let me scroll up real quick, see what I missed. Dijon said NFT is next week, so I might just wait till Monday to trade because this week is ass cheeks. Yeah, no, Dijon. Next week should be a lot smoother after the Fed's done. Nice. Paul said he caught the 1,500 pip drop. Nice work there. Nice. Maddie caught it for 50 pips as well. Nice. Yeah, profit's profit. Paul said he caught 1,100 on NASDAQ, 345 on Dow Jones. Nice, nice. Yeah, Ryan just confirmed. He said, motto number one, check your credit at the door. Exactly. Lamar said, I'll watch the last mentoring session to understand the risky strategy you implemented, but can you also write the checklist of the requirements for it on the chart now? So go back and watch that strategy, Lamar, because I mentioned there that I wasn't planning on teaching anybody after. You have to actually watch the entire video to understand it, because it's not necessarily going to be useful to you if I just give the requirements here. It moves too fast. Also, you have to know how to identify the swing highs and swing lows because it's a whole specific strategy. Like you have to actually look at how it's implemented for both buys and sells. You know what? Actually, I could put it here. Actually, let me see if I could, because it's a little more complicated. It's a subjective strategy. It's not like a checklist where you just check 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to actually look for certain things in the market. The market's always changing, and you have to identify where the swing highs and lows are. That's why we have this indicator right here that's being developed, because a lot of people are having issues identifying the swing highs and the swing lows. So let me see if I could probably put the requirements here. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it. So I don't want to do it here because I know a lot of people are getting confused with what we're already applying, Lamar. So what I recommend is just go back and watch the video. Once I have more of a stable breakdown for how that strategy works, then I'll put the requirements there. I'm not going to put the requirements here and then have to change them again later. Once I have set requirements down, then yeah, I'll show them you guys, but it's still subjective. So I'm not going to put it here and then have to change them later, because what might happen is people will come watch this video. They'll say, oh, this is the strategy. They'll come back tomorrow and the strategy is different, right? So I'm not going to give you guys the requirements here. Just go back and watch that video, Lamar, and it'll explain exactly what we're applying. But that's pretty much what everyone else is applying here too. Like Maddie here, all of his profits have been mostly from that strategy too. All these trades that I took last night are from that strategy. Some of them lined up with the original strategies that we were applying, but you can see here that these profits are a lot smaller, right? Because they're quicker scalps. They're not going for really big moves, especially during Asia session. It's like half a move, and then during this session right here, it's lined up with the 1 minute. So yeah, go back and watch that, Lamar, and then once you understand that, you'll have an idea of like what we're applying. But this wasn't a strategy that I plan on teaching anybody because it's very lucrative, but it's also very risky if you don't follow directions. Yeah, no problem, Lamar. I'll try to get a set list of requirements, and then I'll try to teach you guys. But right now, it's still work in progress because it's just something that that I would apply on my own, but I wouldn't necessarily teach people how to do it because it's too risky. Let me see if there's anything else over here. Okay, so let me scroll over here real quick. Scott said, could you explain, Scott said, hi, Shawn, can you explain your daily 3 p.m. Eastern Telegram message to close all orders to avoid swap fees? What are swap fees? So Scott's asking what are swap fees. Swap is when the market closes and it shifts to the next day. It's basically what your broker does is it charges you interest for holding your trade into the next day. I've never hold my trades into the swap, so I don't have swap fees on my on any of my trades here. But basically, the market closes here at 1:30 or around 1:20, depending on your broker. Let me see if I can find it over here. Let me just close this stuff, or actually, let me just delete this. I'm gonna go to a clean chart over here, and I'm gonna see if I can find the swap times here. So let's go to the 10 minutes, so it's easier to see. Turn this off. Okay, so the market swap happens at 1:30 my time. I mean, it just depends on where you're located, but it's the same time every day. It happens at about 1:30. So you guys can see this big gap right here, right? So let me just go over here real quick, and then I'll just go over here. So see this gap right here, Scott? Big gap right here, right? So this big gap right here is a swap spread. And the reason for that is because the market closes from this point until this time. You can see where time changes. Actually, that's not where the swap happens, but there's a gap right there. That's basically whenever the swap happens during this time. I'm gonna have to change to a different time frame because these are connected right here. Okay, here, perfect. So looking here on the 1 minute, where'd that thing go? All right, so looking here on the 1 minute, you guys can see that there's a gap right here, right? You can see time changes from 13:59 all the way to 15:01. So during this period right here, this is when the market closes temporarily for like about an hour or 2 hours. And where the market shifts from, so today's Thursday. So if you watch the market from today till this time later today, it shifts from Thursday up till Friday. So what happens is when you hold the trade for 2 hours like that, the market's closed for 2 hours. What the institutions do, brokers, whatever you're using, they charge you an interest fee. So an interest fee to hold the trade over a day. And this is why we recommend to close your position out before this happens, because if you're holding a position during this time, you get charged the interest. Also, if you're in a, say you're in a sell right here, and then price ends up gapping up this much, you're gonna be in some heavy drawdown, like about 300 pips, because markets close and you don't know what's going on between this time period, because this is like a whole 2 hours. And this is basically what the swap is. The swap is when market closes from the previous day and then it swaps over to the next day. And the reason why we tell you to close is to not get caught in these spikes in price. Also, to not be charged the interest fee. Because I've seen some people who trade like crypto has like one of the worst swap fees. Some people will be holding crypto and then they'll make like 100 in profit, but their swap fees are like 1,000. So they end up in the negative. US 30, it's not as much because it's a little more volatile, but you still get charged, I think like 30% of whatever you took for the trade, you know, with regard to your lot size per day. So say if you're holding this for a small scalp and then you're holding it for like 3 days, you're going to get charged like 30% 3 times. I don't know what the percentage is. I'm just making up a random number, but it just charges you a fee. That's what the swap is. So hopefully that answers your question, Scott. I don't know if you're still here, but that was basically Scott's question with regard to what is the swap. Yeah, exactly. So Scott said, thank you. I understand it now. Very similar to holding stock shorts overnight. I didn't understand the market close. Yeah, because the market closes from this point right here. Same thing for all assets. It's not just for US 30, but it applies to pretty much everything. All right, let me scroll up real quick and see what else I'm missing. Gotcha. Yeah. So Dijon said, say less. I'll probably take 1 or 2 trades tomorrow, then call it a week. No, smart idea. Mark said, hi, everyone. I'm losing. I only have access to the live trading room. I just entered the trade Shawn called, but I still lost. Really need help. Mark, so how did you lose that trade? I'm trying to figure out like, how did you lose it? Because it went way past the TP. It was like the only way you would have lost it is if you didn't close it when it hit TP or you didn't close it at all. Because the thing is, the trade right here came. So let me see if I could see where that happened here. Because everyone won that trade. If you're the only person that lost it, I mean, you must have done something wrong. So I'm trying to figure out what did you do wrong there? Because everyone won this trade right here. Let's see, this trade came up at. Okay, so I'm gonna draw it up again. So this trade right here, this is where we took the trade, the buy that like literally everyone here took. So everyone took this trade right here for a buy. TP was like way down here. So unless you just didn't close the trade at all, because it went way past, you had a lot of opportunity to take out of the trade. So price went way past it, right? It went like almost 3 times, 5 times past the TP. Let me just keep pushing it forward, and it pushed up even higher. So, and it didn't get to the stop loss at all. So I don't know how you lost the trade because what happened was I didn't even enter the trade at that point. What happened was right here. I said, all right, I'm gonna wait for price to come back up, right? So if you entered right here on the next candle when I did, there's like literally no drawdown because it just went straight up from this point. So I mean, if you could give some details as to like how you lost the trade, or like if you want to send a screenshot of like the trade you took, I mean, it's like almost impossible for you to lose this because it went way past it. If you didn't close the trade and you just held on to it, obviously, yeah, you're gonna lose the trade because it came right back down. But you had about like 5 or what, I don't know how many minutes. Let's see. So it hit TP right here. You had about 6 or 7 minutes, 8 minutes basically to close out of the trade because it was still in profit for about 8 minutes after it passed the TP. The only way for you to lose this trade is if you didn't close it at all. And this trade went more than double past where the TP was. TP was right here. It went past it another 300 pips. So the only reason you would have lost that is if you kept holding on to it and you didn't move your stop loss in profit or you didn't close out in profit. And that's the only thing that I can think of right here because that's where it came down, right? Looking at everyone's profits here, let me just check this real quick. Yeah, as you can see right here, everyone has straight wins. So Kyle didn't have a loss off that trade. This trade right here at 648, that's the trade he took. He profited off it. Jonathan as well, he took the trade right here at 648, 922 in profit. Pretty much everyone here made profit off that trade. So I don't know if you want to give your details as to like how you lost the trade. I can help you to avoid making that mistake in the future. But I just can't really pinpoint what you would have done wrong here because it went straight to TP. Even myself, both of my accounts here, 648, 710, and you can check the timestamp for like everyone's profits here. Let's see, Rick as well. So Rick took the trade here as well. He locked in about like well over 1,000. He took it a couple times actually right here. CSIC as well. He locked in about 6,000. He took the same trade right here at 638, locked in 1,680. So if you want to give some details about that, Mark, I can probably here. Let me see. You did give a response. Here, let me copy these over real quick. So I didn't look over these profits here. So this is my cousin Jose over here. He locked in a total of 1,000 off that trade earlier. So nice work right there, Jose. Tommy locked in a total of 3,255. I'll add that right there. Sisu locked in 4,560. Nice work, Sisu. His other account 2,223 right there. Tommy again, he's up 5,010. Nice work, Tommy. Sisu again over here, 6,080 for the day. Great work, Sisu. Rick over here, he's up 2,037. Another good job by Rick right there. Tommy again, Tommy's up 7,840. Nice work, Tommy. Other than that, Rick, some more profit. Rick's now up 3,387, or 3,382. And I think that's it for right now. So let me see what you just mentioned right here, Mark. So Mark said, when I clicked to close a trade, it took a long time to close. It it's sit, not execute right away. Execution time of the trade, the execution of the trade to close took a long time. Mark, that looks like, I mean, it seems like it's an issue with your broker. It isn't, I'm not sure, like, or it might be with your computer. Are you using like an older computer or something like that? Because it should have closed out really quickly. There wasn't really much of volatility at this point. So, I mean, if you close it out right here, Mark, you had like 8 minutes to close out. Did it take longer than 8 minutes to close your trade out? I'm just trying to figure out like what the issue is, because if that's the case, there might be a problem with your platform or a problem with your internet or with your, because 8 minutes is a long time for you to close out of your trade. You know, maybe a few seconds would make sense. Yeah, a few seconds would be okay. But I think anything over a minute, there might be something wrong with your computer or your internet connection or something like that. Guys, does anyone else here have an issue with closing out their position? I just want to make sure, because I'm not sure if this is a one-sided problem with Mark or if this is like everyone's having this issue where they can't close out, because everyone else here was able to close out with profit. So I'm not sure what the, so yeah, Matthew over here said that he's good. He has no issues. Yeah, Prometheus over here said slap CP way before I hit stop loss. How did Mark not be able to close it? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what's the problem with Mark's, because that's a long time to not close a trade, Mark. I hit TP right here, and then you had like almost 10 minutes to close it out. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Mark said he'll change the computer tomorrow. So that might be the issue, Mark. I think it's just a one-sided issue where your computer might have just lagged or your internet connection might lag. What happens sometimes is if you try to hit close and your internet connection is off, then it'll just not do anything, right? And then a few seconds later, it'll close it out. But I mean, even in this case right here, you probably still should have been able to close out at some point. And Jay said, might need to clean MT4 weekly in the logs and history. That will cause drag and lag. So Jay also recommend that you clear out your MT4 weekly logs. I haven't had that issue. I'm not sure how to do that, but if this issue continues to persist, Mark, what you should do is email, go to FTMO, message them in support. And if it continues to be an issue, if it shows in your computer that there's an error, what they'll do is they'll refund you those losses. So FTMO is really transparent about helping people, and if you guys have issues, but you will have to send them your logs. So if you send them your logs and it shows that you had a connection issue, FTMO will refund you those losses. So if you want to go do that, Mark, it's worth a try if you want to. If not, you know, just maybe change your computer and that might be able to fix it for you. But yeah, no problem. I'm glad I could help you with that. Unfortunately, you know, sorry that you lost that trade, but it looks like it might have been an isolated issue with your specific computer. Okay, so let me see if there's any other questions here. I think that's it for that. Let me see if there's anything else down here. Yeah, Albert said drop as soon as they started meeting. Yeah, no, I agree. It's so Powell's speaking right now. He's probably just going over like basic stuff. And that's probably why price went up over here. So you can see price kind of went up slightly because Powell spoke a little bit and then probably went over to Yellen and then it came back down. And they're probably just going back and forth. So let me just check real quick to see what's going on here. Yeah, so Powell's currently speaking. Probably after he speaks, price will continue to push up and then it'll come right back down when Yellen speaks again after. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. I think that's it for these right here. All right, going back to the YouTube. So if you guys do have questions, you know, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. If there's anything specific you guys want me to cover, let me know. I just won't be covering the new scalping strategy, the new risky one, because like I mentioned with Lamar earlier, there's no requirements that are set in stone yet. We're still trying to, you know, figure out what exactly I'm going to be teaching you guys, because it's a subjective strategy. Going back over here, so Joseph said, question, Shawn, which top 3 brokers that offer US 30 and $1,000 trading account? Also, which broker has the lowest fees? So let's see. I don't really use that. The only brokers that I personally use for US 30 would be Hugo's Way. They have like a, I know you can trade with lesser than 1,000, but I personally recommend that 1,000 is a bare minimum on Hugo's Way. You can use that, like Patricia over here mentioned CoinEx. they let you use a micro lot. So if you want to use 1,000 in the trading account, you can use CoinEx. That's one that a lot of people have used as well. I personally haven't used it, so I can't say exactly how good or how bad they are. But from everyone else, they said that it works perfectly fine. Like they've used it themselves. So I think the top two that I can probably recommend would be, they're not great brokers, but if you have a smaller account, that's you have to deal with what you have at hand. So Helo's Way, CoinEx, and then one that a lot of people in the UK use, if you're not in the US, is IC Markets. Those are the main three that I've seen a lot of people use. Other than that, I haven't seen anyone else use anything else that had a good experience with their broker. Let's see. Al said that the 1 minute hit, these indicators are fire. Yeah, no, definitely. So let's see. Yeah, so Al said he took the 1 minute strategy here. I'm not sure which one you applied, Al, but let me just turn on the indicators real quick to see if I could find it. Oh, you took this one right here. So Al took this 1 minute right here. He was applying the 1 minute pivot scalp. So this is the one that Al is just referring to right now. So Al took this trade right here. He took the sell off this. So basically these requirements here require that so first, confirm a valid K2 momentum signal, right? Right here we have a valid sell signal. Reason for this being valid is that it's a sell signal with a red candle within it. That's going to make it a valid sell. Next, you want to confirm price is below the pivots for a sell. Right here are the pivots 3 and 4. So price is currently below the pivots. You can enter on the open of the falling candle. This is what Al took. So after this trade right here, he took it and it went straight to TP right there. So a full TP off that trade. I didn't take the trade because of how risky the market is right now, but Al took it and he hit his full TP right there pretty nicely with little to no drawdown. So great work right there, Al. I'm not going to document it because I didn't take it myself. I'm only documenting the trades that I'm actually identifying live and or taking on my own account. So great work right there, Al. Glad to see that you profited off that. If you guys do have more profit to send over, just send them over in the group and I'll add them to the list over here. Let's see, Rick took another trade here. Yeah, so Rick took the 1 minute as well, right there, locking the total of 5,502 for the day. Nice work, Rick. Sisuk took the trade there as well, locking 6,800. Great work, Rick. Sisuk. Jeff over here, Jeff Rockwell, locking a total of 3,876. Nice work, Jeff. Tommy again, he took another buy right here, locking a total of 4,070. Nice work, Tommy. Ryan Visco over here locked in a total of 266. Nice work, Ryan. So a lot of people here are still trading, even though I'm not trading myself. They're just working off the analysis that I'm giving here live. So definitely great work there. And going over to Falcon, I missed like all your messages. You sent like I think 3 or 4 messages, and then you deleted all of them. And yeah, because you just said Shawn right here. So I'm not sure what you were referring to, but I did see that you sent like 3 messages here and you retracted all of them. Not sure what they said. Sorry, I'm not able to go back and forth, Falcon, because I'm looking over here and I'm also looking at the other screen as well. Okay. Let me go to Bobby's questions because Bobby was the first one to ask a question here. So Bobby said, just a reminder, can you go over lot size versus account size if you have a $2,000 account? All right, so Bobby right here wants me to go over like the difference between a lot size. So here's like, if you have a $2,000 account, right, and it depends on what you're trading, Bobby. If you're trading US 30, it's going to be valued differently from if you're trading something else like FOREX or gold, because everything is valued differently. FOREX is valued differently, with regard to whether it's a major or a minor pair. Also, US 30 is going to be different from different indices with comparison to S&P and NASDAQ. And then if you want to compare it to like crypto, that's going to be completely different too. So I'll give you like a generalization of like what you should be risking. So if you have a $2,000 account, proper risk management equals a 1% to 3% risk per trade, or 5% risk max total. So looking at this right here, all right, let's put this down over here. This is basically what we are looking at right here. Anyways, so if your account is 2,000, right? account size, and you're trying to risk about 1% of that. So 1% of 2K equals, and you can do the basic math here. I'll just show you the math, how to figure it out. You just put in 2,000 and then you multiply it by 0.1. So it's $20 risk. 2%, 2K is going to be, you do the same thing, 2,000 times 0.2. So $40 risk. 3% and etc. Right? So 3%, 2K equals 2,000 times 0.3, $60 risk. So this is how much you should be risking per trade if you want to use proper risk, right? And this, you don't have to use, well, I mean, you should be using proper risk. This should always be the case. A lot of people don't use proper risk. This is why they blow accounts, because they're just not managing their positions properly, right? A lot of people want to be rich overnight. They want to risk like 100% of their account per trade. But if you do this, it'll add up. And then after that, your account size can grow consistently. So times 5 right there, it's $100 risk. So basically right here, this is how much you should be risking. Your lot size is going to depend on, which asset you plan on trading. So for example, if you're trading US 30, depending on like what type of broker you're using, if you're using a mini broker, a standard broker, a micro broker, it just depends, right? Hugo's Way uses standard lot sizing, so the valuation is going to be a lot different. Each pip is going to be about $1, I think, if you're using a 0.01. If you're using a mini lot size broker or micro broker like CoinEx, then it'll be like 10 cents per pip. So I mean, it just really depends on like what you plan on trading and what broker you're using. So you should be using a 1 to 3% risk per trade, or a 5% risk total at a time. And that way you're only risking like this much, right? I know it doesn't seem like a big amount, but if you keep losing trades, this is going to add up to be a big amount. But the thing is, if you're trading with us here, our win rate's so high that you're just going to keep adding up wins, right? So if you do 5% risk, you're just going to keep adding up like say you take like 5 trades with us here. You take 5 trades with us, they all win, and you're doing a 5% risk, times 100, that's 500 in profit. So now your account is sitting at 2,500, right? If you want to do a 5% risk of that, it's not going to be 125. So instead of making 1,000, instead of making 100 per trade, you're going to be making 125 or risking 125. And that's just, that's how the game works. It's a long-term game. 2,000 is not really, this is a really small account. It's considered like a micro account if you're trading indices, but you can grow that if you use proper risk. It's, you're not going to get rich by tomorrow, but you can probably get rich over like the next couple of years if you continue to keep growing this account from 2,000 to 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, etc. Because then once you have a bigger account, like say for example, if you have a $10,000 account and you grow to that point, and then you're risking 5% per trade, you're now making about 500 per trade. So you go from making 100 from a $2,000 account to 500 per trade on a $10,000 account. And if you just continue to keep winning and avoid losses as much as possible, that's how you consistently grow your account, and then you're able to scale from there. So that's hopefully that helps, Bobby. I'm not sure if you're still here in the group. I think you're here. I see you in the chat, but I'm not sure if you get this. Your lot size is just going to depend on the broker. If you could give me more details with regards to your broker, would you plan on trading, stuff like that, I can give you a specific lot size to use. But right now, this is just a generalization of like what you should be risking per trade, regardless of the asset. But yeah, I'll give it a few seconds. If you can like give me the details as to like what broker you're using, or better yet, just give me like the like how much each pip is worth using a standard lot size, because then I can figure out how much each pip is worth for your broker. All right, going back to Falcon. So Falcon said when pivot price is below pivots taking short, the K2 third pivot, that doesn't matter, Falcon. It just matters if it's below or above it. So it doesn't matter which direction the pivots are. As long as price is below it, it's fine. Like for example, here price is below it, we got a sell signal. You would have taken this for a sell, full TP, right? That's how you would take it. But you also have to keep in mind like certain things. So specific things like if there's news happening like this right here, I wouldn't have taken this because this is when Powell and Yellen started speaking around 7. Even this right here, I wouldn't have taken any of these trades right here, even though this would have hit TP and this one right here hit TP as well. I wouldn't have taken either of those trades because of what was going on in the news, right? So yeah, well, quick answer to your question is no, it doesn't matter which direction the pivots are moving. It just matters if price is below or above them, because these are the strongest pivots. So if you're using all the pivots, then yeah, it would matter, because the weaker pivots are going to indicate when, you know, price is shifting up or down. But if you're not looking at all the pivots and just the 2 strongest ones, it's not really a big deal, because price will swing up above and below these, you know, every so often. So yeah, it doesn't really matter, but I mean, it does help with confluence. Obviously, the orange is going to be leading. So when the orange crosses, that'll just indicate that you know, price is shifting to the downside. So like, for example, here, if orange shifts to the upside, it's probably moving up slightly, shifts back down, it's going right back down, and, you know, vice versa. All right, so Bobby, so sorry, those are like 2 of the main things that I can't help with, because I've never used COT before. So I don't even know what they value the pips by. I mean, if you can tell me what it is, I can give you the breakdown, but I've never used COT before, so I don't even know what their valuation is. And I never trade S&P, so I don't know what the valuation is for that either. I know it's smaller than US 30, but for those 2, I don't have any specific details with regard to how that broker works. What you should probably do is just email your broker and just ask them, you know, how much is each pip worth using a standard lot size. And then if they tell you it's $1, then it's probably going to be a mini lot size broker. If it's $10, then it's going to be a standard lot size broker. But if it's 10 cents, that's going to be a micro broker. I don't think COT is a micro broker. I think they might be similar to Hugo's Way, where they're standard lot sizing. So I think a 0.01 with them would be about $1. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've never used a broker. So what I do recommend, Bobby, if you can, you know, just message or email. I don't know how COT works. If they take messages or emails, if you want to message them, find the details, and then maybe during tomorrow's session you can give me the details, and then I can help you understand, you know, what's the perfect lot sizing for it. But I think it should probably be similar to Hugo's Way. So you should probably be using like a 0.01 per 1,000. But I know S&P is cheaper, so maybe you can use a 0.02 per 1,000 in your account. But I could be wrong. So don't take my word as like the end all be all. I want you to go and actually find out what the worth is, and then I can help you tomorrow a little more in detail during the next live session. So, all right. So I think that's, yeah, I would recommend just going over there and asking them directly, because if they usually have a support team, they could ask you just like, hey, how much is a pip worth using a standard lot for S&P? And then they'll tell you it's probably going to be like either 75 cents or $7.50. I know it's a little cheaper than US 30. Okay, so Siobhan's asking, what's a good minimum lot size for a 10K account? So I'm assuming you're talking about FTMO, right, Siobhan? I just want to make sure, because, or unless you're talking about a, okay, so you're talking about FTMO. So you're using a 10K account.
Yeah.
Gosh, all right, cool. Let me mark that up right here. So you have a 10K FTMO account, and you should probably be using about, let me figure out what's your max loss. What's your max daily loss? I'll spell the FTMO website. So FTMO is a little different, guys, depending on like, the problem with FTMO is that you have a profit target and you have to reach it within a certain time. So you have to use a little bit more risk. It's about a 3% risk per trade. Let me go down and see what your max daily loss is for a 10K. All right, so your max daily loss is going to be a 500 losses, 500 max daily loss. So basically what you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're within this max daily loss. Yeah, I mean, price is dumping right now. Let's see, is Yellen speaking right now? Oh, she's getting roasted. So Roman said Yellen is getting roasted right now.
Democratic, Republican, independent, non-voters, what cost would it cost us?
Okay, so Yellen's speaking right now.
Catastrophic for
she's getting roasted right now, like Roman said. And that's why price is dumping, right? Like I mentioned before, guys, when Yellen speaks, price is probably going to get down. She's getting roasted right now by somebody. So I wouldn't recommend chasing the drop though. Don't chase the drop.
Blade, our troops would not know.
But yeah, she's definitely getting roasted right now. That's why price kind of dumped right here. Price is going sideways, and then as soon as they started attacking her, she just price dumped right there. So Roman said she called the other gentleman for a vote on the increase of debt ceiling without having a plan, and they're roasting her for that. You guys can see that manipulation happens based off a lot of news. That's why I don't like trading during this time, because what might happen here is she's talking, she's getting roasted, price is going to come down, then Powell's going to come up and save her, and it's going to come right back up. So something to keep in mind right there. But anyways, back to your question over here, Siobhan. If your max daily is $500, what you're going to do here is you're going to divide that by 3, right? So you're going to go over to 500 divided by 3. And so max risk per trade should be 166. All right, so if you plan on taking US 30, and I'm just going over US 30 because this is what we mainly trade. Siobhan, I don't know if there's something specific that you like to trade. If there's something else you'd like to trade, go ahead and let me know. But I think for the most part, this is going to be what if you're trading US 30 like us here, this is what you should be risking per trade max. So we'll just use a generalization of like 500 pips as the stop loss, because that's usually what the stop loss is, unless you're trading the 1 minute. But for this here, so we'll do, so if you're using a standard lot, it's gonna be $1 per pip. So you're not gonna use a 0.01. Let me see if you do 10 cents per pip times 500. 50. Okay, that's too low. 0.50 times 500. That's 250. That's too high. 0.4 times 500. That's too high too. 0.3 times. Okay, so your lot size should probably be a 0.3. And the way I got that was because if you're using a 0.3 lot size and you're going for a 500 pip stop loss, then your max risk or max win will be $150, right? That's going to be well below your max risk per trade here. So using a 0.30 lot size equals 150 profit risk. All right, so this is the lot size you should be using. And the reason why we do this is because, like, although we rarely lose here, you still want to be safe, right? So it's like, say, for example, here, you lose 2 trades back to back, right? You lose 2 trades back to back. So 150 times 2, you're only down 300. Your max daily loss is 500. You want to be way below that so you never fail your FTMO. You make it literally impossible. And then if you have a third loss after that, you're only going to be down 450. You're going to be really close to your max daily loss, but you're not going to be there yet. This should never happen. If you ever get close to this point, you should just stop trading for the day to avoid getting, losing your account due to a technical, some sort of technical thing. So this is why I recommend you use about this much. The thing is, we rarely lose. So the thing is, if you just keep adding up 150, like say each day you lock in, 150 times 2. So you're locking in like 300 a day, right? Your account goes from that and it just keeps adding up higher and higher. You don't want to go anything higher, because the thing is, if you're using like a 0.40 and then you multiply it by 500, you're already at $200 risk. So say if you lose 2 of these trades back to back, you're already at 400 risk. And if you get close to your 500, FTMO is unforgiving. If you end up getting caught in that move right there and you decide not to move your stop loss, or you decide not to close your trade out right away, it can spike to 500 and you'll lose your account in an instant. So this is how you should be setting it for this specific account size. Yeah, this thing's still dumping. Are they still they're still roasting? Yeah, they're still roasting her.
That in December of 2020, when Congress appropriated the first $25 billion for emergency rental assistance program, funds were to be
getting roasted all day. Let me see if I can, what I might do is I might draw a horizontal line here, and every time it passes the
do you know why?
Yeah, and this would have been a great trade right here too, Maddie. I'm not sure if you caught that. When it crossed below here,
To get,
this thing jumped.
make sure that funds get to those who are in need.
To get it out the door to renters and landlords ASAP. Madam Secretary, are you aware Just this
She's
past
still getting dumped,
March,
right? I mean, she's still
Democrats
getting roasted
extended
right now.
the time.
So we'll keep watching this. I'll just draw lines here to confirm it and follow it as it moves along. But I'm probably not going to take a trade. I'm not going to take any dumb trades now. There's just no point in me taking that risk. Gotcha. So Siobhan said, okay, I will use this with your USD. No, this is why I was mentioning that it's different per asset, right? Not every asset is measured the same. US 30 is completely different from any of the Forex pairs. It's also different from any of the other indices. You'd have to use like I don't know what's the worth for your USD. You might want to message FTMO and ask them like how much is each trade worth using a standard lot size, but you just want to make sure you don't go past this max daily loss of 500. You should be only risking this much per trade. So I'm not sure what the valuation is for US 30, but that's not going to be the same lot size because Forex is way different compared to US 30. So this for sure is not going to be your lot size for US 30. I'm not even sure what it is because I don't trade Forex on my FTMO. You have to message FTMO directly and ask them, how much is it worth? But just make sure that you're not risking this much more than this per trade. Your max loss should be 166. All right, yeah. So let's see. The other question here was, okay, never mind. So Alice said, how do you set max risk on MT4? Yeah, no problem. So yeah, you just have to do it by your lot size and your stop loss. If your stop loss is at 500 pips, and this wouldn't work either too for you as well, Siobhan, because this is based off US 30. This lot size is based off a 500 pip stop loss off US 30. You're not using a 500 pip stop loss on your USD. It's going to be way different. So, I mean, if you want to do that, you can use something like this. Let's see. There's a website right here called, you can go to calculators.trade. If your account balance is 2,000, your risk percentage is going to be 3%, or you should probably use less than that, 2%. And then your stop loss is going to be here. You can use this to figure out what your TP stop loss is going to be for your USD, because this will give you a different lot size, right? So if you're using a standard lot size broker, you're going to be using a 0.08. This is how much you'll be risking. I mean, it just depends on what you plan on using. So yeah, don't use that same lot size for your USD because it's not going to be the right lot size for you. So like guys, in the future, if you guys have any specific questions, you guys got to be really specific with what you plan on trading and what you guys like. You guys got to let me know what assets you're trading, what broker you're using, what your stop loss is going to be, because all those things come into play. That's how you calculate what your lot size should be. Your lot size is never going to be fixed, because if you're using a standard lot size and you're using, say if you're using a standard lot size, right? So I'm just going to use this for example. So your USD standard lot 500 pip stop loss is going to equal 5,000 risk, right? If you're using a standard lot, you're going to have a $1,000 risk. So it's a huge difference. You should never be using the same lot size for anything. Yeah, this is only for US 30. If you plan on trading your USD, it's going to be completely different. You're not going to use the same standard lot if you're going for a 500 pip stop loss, vice versa if you're using a standard lot for 100 pip, because this is a huge difference between risk. So yeah, Shawn, if you want to be a little more specific, I can probably help you. It's getting close to 8, so I'm going to log off soon. So if you want to come back with that question tomorrow with more details, what asset you're using, if you're using FTMO, which you probably are, I'm assuming. And then I don't trade Forex on FTMO, so I don't know what it's worth. You might want to ask them and then ask them how much it's worth per standard lot. Because then if you know what the standard lot size worth is, then you can go down to like the mini, micro, and whatnot from that point. So yeah, Siobhan, just do some research on your own, ask FTMO how much it's worth, and then tomorrow during the live session, I can answer your question more in detail with regard to those specifics. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just come with specifics and I'll try to help you guys as much as possible. Other question here is from Casey. Casey said, done for the day, too much news going on and I already made my profit for the day. Don't want to get risky, trade and wipe it all away. Exactly, 100% Casey, smart move for you right there. So guys, I think that's it for the session. I don't see any other questions. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to reach out. Email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I'll be back for the live session tomorrow as we wrap up the trading week and we close out this week so far. It's been a great week so far. I don't think we've had very many losses or any losses at all during the live session for this week. I don't know if I had an accident this week. I forgot. I know I had an accident last week where I accidentally clicked, but I don't think we had it this week. So I think we're good for the most part. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out as we wrap up the trading week. So have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys don't have to trade, I recommend that you guys don't trade. Just sit it out. If you guys want to go and watch Yellen speak and Powell speak, go ahead and do that. Just go on YouTube and search it up. But you guys can see whenever Yellen speaks, price just comes crumbling down. So when Powell comes on the mic, this will probably just swing right back up from there. All right, so guys, just keep that in mind. If you guys don't have to trade, don't trade. If you guys need to trade, be very careful. So other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next live session, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow. So have a great morning.